Thank you so much. Is this on? Is it working? The microphone, great. I'm really honored and happy to be here presenting to you today, and it's actually even a privilege to be the last speaker on the day. How many of you have been sitting on the exactly same spot throughout all the 2 days? Please raise your hand. Good. Just as a very symbolistic thing before we finish today, I would really ask you to do one thing. Each and every one of you has at least one person. Most of you have at least 2 people on both of your sides. When I say go, then look them into the eyes, shake their hands, and say, "You've been amazing." Go! Do it now. See, I have been involved in sales and service business now for about a decade. And my only and main goal as a corporate consultant is to focus on one thing. And this one thing is to double the sales of my corporate and individual clients. The question for you is this: what do you think? Is it easy to double the sales of a company? Yes or no?
Yes.
I would say no. I hope you have, and definitely have, a different experience. I would say no, because it is not easy, but it is doable. With certain types of specific strategic approaches, how you approach your own employees, it is doable. Not easy, but doable. So, today I will share with you some principles that highlight the main mistakes that restaurant owners make the world over. And when those mistakes are avoided, you can double your sales in the long run. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Good. Where's the... Good. So I have a question for you. What is the number one responsibility you have in running your restaurant? What is it? Throw some ideas. What was it?
Customer satisfaction.
Customer satisfaction. What else?
Quality.
Tell again?
Quality.
Quality. What else?
Friendliness.
Friendliness. Customer satisfaction, quality, friendliness. What is beyond that? What has to be in place in order to customer satisfaction, quality, and friendliness to be there? People. I've been asking this question from more than 500 restaurant managers and owners, and not one single person has ever given me the response that I believe is the number one responsibility you have in running your operation and restaurant. This number one thing is the foundation for everything else, and it's in one word. It's recruiting. Because recruiting is the foundation for everything you just said. Without people, there's no quality. Without people, there's no friendliness. Without no people, there is no customer satisfaction. So my question to you is this now. How many of you can honestly say, even put your hand to your heart and say, I am a specialist. I know how to hire and recruit the best people in the world. Please raise your hand if you say, I know how to hire the best people in the world. You see, thank you. This is very sad what happens. Whenever I ask this question from audiences, only 1 to 2 hands are raised. And you know why it's tragic? If recruiting is the foundation for everything you are after as a business, if recruiting is the source of success in your business, and if so few owners and even less managers know how to get in the greatest people there are, then it makes your business a bit like gambling. Oh, I got lucky, I got a great employee this time. Didn't do this well this time. Business shouldn't be a gamble. Business should be, Vapiano business should be far away from being a gamble. I believe that business is much more like sports. Who likes team sports? In team sports, the teams with best players do what? They win. In team sports, the teams with best players win. And in team sports, the teams with the mediocre or average players do what? They lose. And if your business is like sports, the same applies to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know any better way in building your Vapiano business than building the best team there is at first. You see, so often your managers, if they're anything like the managers in Estonia, set the bar too low because they are hiring to fill an empty slot. But you shouldn't be hiring to fill an empty slot because somebody left. You should be hiring to make a difference. And there's a huge difference between hiring to fill an empty slot and hiring to make a difference. You have all. Please, all the franchisees, raise your hands so I know where you're sitting. Great. You have all been stuck with the wrong kind of people. You know, the ones that piss the customers off, the ones that piss you off and get you negative customer feedback. And the reason why you've been stuck with those wrong people is because your managers and you have based majority of your hiring decisions on the past experience and not general attitude. But you see, I don't care if your chef or barista has ever worked as a chef or barista before, and you shouldn't either. I don't care if the chef or barista has any background in that field or if they've studied it, and you shouldn't also. I don't care if they're still in college, if they're in high school, if they're working as bookkeepers, if they're working repairing cars or whatever they're doing right now. It shouldn't matter. I even encourage you not to even look at the resumes anymore, because you know you're not hiring brain surgeons, right? You're hiring for people who are sunny and warm, people who are all over the place with their caring and smiling attitude. So that's why I really, really, really encourage you to think about this idea. Hire for attitude and train for skills. And in order to hire for attitude, you really need to know how to do this. And this is the first thing I do with my corporate clients and restaurants. I always help the managers understand the secrets and strategies that drive the best in sports and the best in the world looking for talents. So, hire for attitude. So the second question is, where do you go? Where do you go to find great talent? I ask this question for managers. The managers get very, very scared. They say, well, where do I go? I don't know. I don't know where I can get good people. And I say, of course you can't. And of course you don't know where to get good people, because good people are already working for somebody else. That's why I was teaching your Estonian colleagues that they should be hiring 24/7 wherever they go and wherever they are. So, never stop hiring. When you're out dining, when you're out walking, when you're in the restaurant, having lunch, dinner, when you're buying gas, when you're buying groceries, always, keep your eyes open. Like really keep them open to find that one rare and special person who just is so warm and who just exemplifies hospitality. Because you can train a person just about any skill, but you cannot teach a person hospitality. And hospitality is the key to customer loyalty. Here's another way I want to propose you how you can find great talent. Franchisees, do you have at least 2 or 3 or 5 really good people who exemplify hospitality working for you already? Please raise your hand if you do. Good. So why don't you reward your best? Those good people that are already working for you, do they associate with losers? No, of course not. Losers stick with losers, winners stick to winners. That's how it works. So why don't you start rewarding your best? Give them 100 euros every time they bring in a person to your business who is great and who's going to stay 90 days. If the person they invited in is going to stay another 90 days, give them another 100 euros. You spent total 200 euros, but you got a really good person that's going to bring you the customer loyalty and make you sell more. Because think how much would the turnover from bad employees cost you otherwise, right? So only 200 euros compared to really, really big losses in turnover. But, there's a but there. In order for this to happen, you need to have a really great place to work. Because if I'm working for you as a chef, or barista, or whatever I'm doing in your restaurant, and if in my mind I'm not happy, if I'm planning leaving, do you think there's a chance that I'm going to recommend my friends to your business, yes or no? No.